Tonight, from the Superdome in New Orleans, it's Thursday Night Football on EA Sports. It's the New Orleans Saints taking on the Atlanta Falcons.
Well, folks, it is always a celebration here in New Orleans, and we are just outside of the Hoppin' French Quarter at the Caesars Superdome. Tonight we start Week 5 with a primetime matchup between the Atlanta Falcons and the New Orleans Saints. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. And Charles, you look at this Saints team as they interplay. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Falcons, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
Two of the bigger disappointments in the first quarter of the season doing battle here as we get this one underway. This taken in at the goal line. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. And here come the Saints for their opening drive. And a look here at their signal caller, the 5th-year quarterback.
He had the numbers of a game last week that if you win, you talk about it being a gritty guy, managing the game, getting it done. But they lost. So obviously 2 interceptions, 1 touchdown pass, that's not going to be good enough. Got to get that changed around.
Throwing to start the drive. Anthony. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Right away, they rack up 10 yards on their first play from scrimmage.
And as you're game planning as a staff, you go through all the different ways you can neutralize the other guy's pass rushers. Extra linemen, leave a tight end in, bring the running backs back in to block. Or you can do this, a little simple screen pass, and it works to perfection.
Now he's going to swing this one out to his running back. So give him 2 yards there on the completion, and it'll be second down. And it's out. He put it on the carpet. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolded.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
So here are the Falcons with great field position to start out. And a look at a guy, definitely got a little razzle-dazzle to him. Can do it with his arm or his legs. Their mobile QB.
And it would be interesting to see pretty early in this one exactly where his head is, because the best quarterbacks shake off performances like he had last week. Way too many interceptions. Didn't throw a touchdown pass. Team lost the game. Let's see if he can bounce back and get things going in the right direction.
Maybe trying to forget those 3 picks, as you noted. And this turns into a nice gain with a slide at the end. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Operating from the gun. Decker dancing to his left. Wide open receiver complete. And the Falcons are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
That's a big league job there of getting out of the pocket, not panicking, and just buying himself some time. Then he made a good, accurate throw to set up 1st and goal.
First and goal, a chance to convert that early turnover into points. They'll try to run it in, going option right. And he gets in. Touchdown, Atlanta. A great effort there. His 11th touchdown on the year. And the Falcons use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. Defensively, they told us that the top priority was defending option plays this week, but here on the very first drive, the defense broke down a bit.
It certainly did, and it's really not a surprise because defending option football is difficult. You have to think too much. Most of the time, you just react to what you see and you play fast. Here you're reacting, you're processing. Do I have the back? Do I have the quarterback? Who do I take? Do I take on a blocker? And next thing you know, he's in the end zone.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good, and that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he takes this near the 25, just a little pass there, call it the 26. There again is the running back as he trots onto the field. He's got to clear his mind a little bit right now. 1 carry, and that carry was a lost fumble.
Clear his mind, clear his hands, and just let this one go. Sometimes it happens. You drop the ball, got a full game ahead of him, hand it to him again, see if they can start to produce.
This complete to Jones. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Anthony going to throw right side here, complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 18 yards on his first catch of the game. It's a 1st down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
Throwing on 1st down. Anthony. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he is going to lose yardage here. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard.
We'll put that one in the win column for the defense. Trying to contain tight ends in the passing game is so difficult nowadays, but they did in a big way there.
They'll run with Holmes. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss there. Now 3rd and 14. Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
Couple of plays sent them the wrong way, and now they face a 3rd and 14. Looking to throw. Anthony. He's got a man. That's caught. Left sideline. Able to convert on 3rd and 14. A terrific play call.
Now, how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
The red challenge flag making an appearance. Doug Peterson not liking what he saw there. Did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call. So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have one challenge remaining. Here's a pass swung out left to his running back. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. Not what they had in mind there. That's going to go as a loss of 4. Well, it looked like the defense, they were ready for that one.
Really left him almost no room to work after catching the ball. He could throw every move in the book at him. They were there, and they tackle him for a loss.
2nd and 14. They'll run. This is Holmes. They'll get only a couple down to the 44. A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Back to throw. Anthony. And that is incomplete. Oh, he did everything but hold on to it. But a nice play defensively, and now it brings up 4th down. They punted 3 times in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Well, someone's going to be happy with that effort. You know who else is going to be happy? His defense.
Absolutely.
He's created a very long field for that offense to try to traverse.
And he got some help from Mr. Football there, checking up nicely. Good English on that punt. On 1st and 10, Decker. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. And just not a ton of room to work with. He'll get it to the 15 for a gain of 2. So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the 1st down. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. Instead of a 3rd and 1 run, they go pass, and they get 12 yards out of it.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a 1st down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
On 1st down, Decker. This pass hauled in by Dotson. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. To throw on 2nd down, Decker. And he will slide to a stop. He does have the 1st down. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Decker. Going right side here, and that's complete. And they're going to get this up to midfield. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front, defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Now the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. The false start hurts him there a bit. Backs him up to 2nd and 9. Operating from the gun, Decker. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll be brought down on the other side of midfield at the 43. From the gun on 3rd down, Decker. And this is going to be another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Saints 30. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
Well, we use the term pitch and catch a lot to denote an easy completion. We just saw one right there on 3rd and 3 to pick up the first down.
Why are those so tough to defend? Just because they hit so quickly?
Yeah, it's all about timing and confidence. Quarterback sees it, rips it, there you go.
So it looks like somebody may have forgotten the snap count, and a 5-yard penalty ensues.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit.
A full start backs him up 5, 1st and 15. Looking to throw. Decker.
And they're going to move it down to inside the 25.
Now a give, right side. Dickens, and they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched it more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
2nd and 2, first down marker at the 8.
Back to throw. Decker. This will be caught at about the 5.
And the Falcons are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Charles, Thursday night game, I think a lot of teams probably say shrink the playbook somewhat. Is that correct?
I think you're right about that because you just don't have the amount of time that you have in a normal.
And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. A great play there with his first career NFL touchdown.
And the Falcons lead this now 13-0 here in the opening quarter of the ball game. Another impressive drive, so they're 2 for 2, 2 touchdowns. Charles, a great start to this ball game for them.
And one of the words that's really worked its way into our lexicon is stacking. They've stacked momentum each time out, and not only on offense. Between those touchdowns, defense held, forced to punt to get the ball back, and they played awfully well in this one. Both sides playing at optimum level.
Extra point by Seibert, up and good, and it's now 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result had he opted for the touchback.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans.
And they are losers of 2 straight coming into this Thursday night game. Is it more difficult, CD, when you take a losing streak into a quick turnaround game like this?
It certainly is, because you don't get time to work on the issues that you've had throughout the season that have caused you to have the record that you're having. You can't really get those set. So now you're trying to minimize those and maximize what you've been doing well. And I remember a game recently where one of the assistant coaches said to the head coach, forget our running back rotation. This guy has a hot hand, and they rode him to a victory. Those are things you have to look out for in games like this. I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result, because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down.
To about the 40-yard line.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 18 carries, 65 yards.
Well, obviously, he didn't have a great deal of time between games, having to turn around on a short week and get ready for Thursday night football. But he said in pregame he was feeling pretty good and felt more recovered from last week's contest than he would have expected. Didn't seem to think this short week was going to affect him much as he chases a big performance here in prime time.
And he'll just get rid of it. So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Operating from the gun. Anthony looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Holmes. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll punt it away for the second time. Fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 15-yard line.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. About set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense at the line. They are currently mired in a losing streak. Now they get the short week for the Thursday night.
A 50-50 ball here, and it's intercepted.
And the Saints are going to take possession of the football. And, Charles, that's now 4 interceptions over his last 3 halves of football, because, remember, he threw 3 picks last week.
Starting to wonder if maybe defenses and those coordinators have identified something on tape with what he's doing. Maybe a movement, maybe the way he's moving his shoulders. Who knows what it could be? He could have a few tells out there that they're keying in on and allowing defenses to get to the football a little bit faster. People steal signals. Maybe sometimes they can figure out what the quarterback's doing just by his movements.
Throwing to start the drive. Anthony throwing left side here, and it's complete.
And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. On the carry, it's Holmes. And an excellent job of finding the opening as he's got this now all the way down to the 22.
10 yards, good for his Saints first down.
I'm okay with the call there. In fact, I actually like it. I know they're down a couple of scores, but the running game worked in that situation. I would continue to go in that direction.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Here's Holmes.
5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Holmes, and he'll be stopped after a gain of only a couple down to the 15-yard line. The Saints on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This time it's 3rd and 3. Now they'll throw here out of the gun. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Jones.
And the Saints are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
And they've got 3 tight ends here on 1st and goal to add some extra mass.
Up the middle they go. Holmes. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop it right around the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1. Looking to throw. Anthony. And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. A 1-yard touchdown reception.
And the Saints are back within a score. Well, that's just how they drew it up, CD. His first read was there, got it to him quickly, and into the end zone.
Absolutely excellent execution by all involved. And the coordinator, gotta give him credit, found the perfect play call. Quarterback let it fly as soon as the target came free, and his guy made a nice catch. Just how you draw it up in practice and then execute it in the game.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that'll make our score 14-7. So that drives 7 plays in length, and it ends with a touchdown for New Orleans. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So here are the Falcons to take over on offense. They are trying to snap that 3-game losing streak. On top so far with the football here, 1st and 10.
Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard. They'll go option to the short side. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
Well, he's had success running the football in this one. Yeah, that's undeniable. But that time, the defense was on to it.
And, partner, I think the more you see a play like this, the more they're able to diagnose it quicker and easier for them to defend it. I think you have to dress it up a little bit and show maybe some different formations and looks.
And for the Saints here on 3rd down, an extra defensive back on the field. Back to throw. Decker. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it.
And he is going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
The Falcons at 1-3 here in the early part of the year. Yeah, they've lost 3 straight here. It kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak, and right now, they're not playing their best football, but if they were to fall here, and now you're looking at going 4 games without a win, things can start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
It'll be a pickup of 4, good enough to earn him yet another first down. Now a handoff up the middle. Dickens. And some nifty footwork that time. It only amounts to a couple of yards, but could have been stopped before that. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field.
The medical staff will attend to him, and we will step aside.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll try and run the option left side. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. And a solid job using his legs. 16 yards and a first down on the keeper.
Well, I tell you, there is no antidote for speed, even at the quarterback position, as he keeps it himself and turns it into good yardage.
And it still takes time for a defender to react, even as quarterbacks carry the ball more and more in today's NFL. They're still a little bit in disbelief and realize, oh my goodness, he's running with the ball. He may be 8, 10, 12 yards downfield at that point.
Throwing on first down. Decker, he gets it to Thomas.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20. 3 yards remain for 2nd down.
Looking to throw. Decker. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete.
And he's going to be marked down just outside the 10. Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
Now a give right side. Dickens. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Here's 2nd and 2 now from the 3.
Operating from the gun. Decker. And that is caught. Touchdown, Falcons. From 3 yards out.
And the Falcons have taken a 2-touchdown lead now.
There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Seibert on for the PAT. It's good, and it is now 21-7. So that one a long 11-play drive. And the Falcons score to cap it off. Atlanta's 11 ready to go, and they kick it away.
Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Saints again ready to go on offense. So remember, Charles, last time they were out here, they scored, but they just saw the opposition score, and they're trailing right now, so they're trying to keep pace here. They need a touchdown drive.
Well, if you're a fan of offense, you're loving this, but if you're a fan of defense, this is tough to watch, and it's also tough to keep that up when you just watch your opponent march down the field on a scoring drive that lasts into double-digit snaps. You need a score here, not just to follow the momentum from your last drive, but put the onus back on your opponent. And that's what they're doing right now, swapping that onus back and forth.
And he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down. He really hasn't been able to get on track running the football, averaging less than 4 yards a carry.
Yeah, I think that they're going to enjoy the film session because all the defenders are filling their proper gaps on just about every play. And you know what they always say for a defensive coach? When I click off this film, I better see 11 jerseys in the picture going after the ball carrier.
He's up over 50 yards receiving now in this first half. It's a first down.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
On first down, it's Holmes. 45 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Back to throw. Anthony. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's third down. From the gun on third down, Anthony. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 37. 15 yards there on the catch and run.
Well, these guys have definitely been outplayed in the first half, but I like their countenance. I like the way that they haven't panicked out there, the way they're carrying themselves. They're starting to move the ball, and what you have to do, maintain your poise and start to put together some drives.
They'll run on first down. Holmes. A good gain of 9 before he's brought down at the 28.
That's a strong pickup right there on first down, and as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
The last run got 9. That leaves him with 2nd and a yard. Off play action. Anthony. Man open right side. It's Rodgers. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And that'll leave them with a 3rd and just a yard.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
And he's going to get the first down as they bring him down at the 23. They get 6 on the pickup there as the drive continues.
Well, that was big right there because they're in the bottom 5 in the league and converting on third down. They needed that pickup in a big way.
There were 2 things they said they wanted to win in this game. One, the turnover battle, and the second, third down conversions. So they got one there. On 1st and 10, Anthony throwing middle, and it's complete. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. That gain of 15 gets him on the doorstep, 1st and goal.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. This is 1st and goal and a golden chance to get a score back here before halftime. Up the middle they go. It's Holmes, and he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. 2nd and goal from the 1.
They'll keep it on the ground. Holmes, and he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. A great effort there.
His second rushing touchdown on the year. And the Saints have got it back to within a score.
CD for them. This has just been an offensive explosion here in the second quarter.
Yeah, held scoreless in the first quarter. Now they find the end zone again here in the second. Sometimes you just have to have some patience. A lot of people think it's always an adjustment. You have to change what you're doing. Sometimes you just have to do your game plan just a little bit better. And I think that's part of what we're seeing here.
Extra point up and through. And they're back within a touchdown at 21-14. This game back within a touchdown now as the kickoff's away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
Their quarterback in this offense heading back out to the field. He's thrown for 2 touchdowns and run for another already in this first half as his guys begin 1st and 10.
Throwing to start the drive. Decker. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Nothing open downfield. He keeps it himself for 11 and a first down.
That's multiple times now he's tagged them with a big gain with his legs. Really showing off some nice awareness and the ability to correctly realize when he's got a chance to tuck it and go himself.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Decker. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8. 2nd and 2. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Decker. And here is a leaping catch. He pulled it in. 17 yards and a first down for Atlanta.
Forget height and catch radius. When you run the fade really well, run down the defender, kind of take him a little bit towards the middle of the field, and then fade to the sideline and give your quarterback some space, it can be executed that well, just as we saw.
On 1st down, Decker. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. The final shot before break. Decker. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back. Complete. And he's brought down at the 34. Call it a gain of 4. So we have reached halftime now with the visiting Falcons out on top. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and CD in a minute. First, it's time to take a look at what we've got coming your way this weekend in the NFL. Some great games still to come. And I think we highlighted one of the better ones right there as they'll take on the visiting Carolina Panthers. In the late afternoon games, the place to be might very well be Denver, Colorado, where it'll be the Broncos taking on the Seattle Seahawks. And one more to highlight, a good one on Sunday Night Football between the Detroit Lions and the Green Bay Packers. Meanwhile, in our game, no shortage of offense as each team has been able to move the ball effectively. Will the defenses show up in the second half? Find out. We give it back to our commentators, Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Falcons ready to go back to work to start the third quarter. And they've got the lead, CD. What do you expect from them in this second half?
Well, I like what they were able to do on the ground in the first half because they had a lot of success running the ball, and I certainly think we'll see more of that. But I'd keep an eye on that defense, and I think their coaches up in the box will do the exact same thing. If they start to see one or two guys start to creep towards the line of scrimmage, that'll be licensed to take some shots downfield.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. They'll try the left side. Dickens. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44.
42 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
Seemed like a couple sets of eyes were on the quarterback, so he decided, hey, I'm going to hand this off. Got a good gain out of it.
And you know you need good blocking up front in order to gain yardage, but every one of these RPOs, if you do it right and they look the same, whether it's handed off inside or the quarterback keeps it, that allows you to fool the defense so often. And in this case, fooled them with the inside run.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down.
Off the option, he'll try and run with it.
And he'll take this one across the 45 up to about the 46-yard line. 2 yards the gain on the keeper, and it's 2nd down.
Let's give a lot of credit to the offensive line. They've been able to move the ball really well on the ground the entire game, and while that wasn't a huge one, that's okay. They'll take them in short, steady bursts.
To throw on 2nd down, Decker. And now the ball's out. Fumble near midfield. But fortunately, he's aimed. Oh, he's hit. He lost the football. Put it on the carpet. And this is picked up by the Saints. And they will take over possession of the football at their 42-yard line.
So we thought maybe they would have a chance to extend this lead on the opening drive of the second half. Instead, they cough it up.
Obviously not an ideal start when you're trying to get a little separation, and I can guarantee that they talked about that in the locker room. Let's get out there, start this quarter the right way. Let's try and put some points on the board and create some space.
A good starting spot for the Saints as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 42. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Throwing again, Anthony. And he comes back with one complete.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48.
On first down, it's Holmes. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. 8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They'll keep it on the ground. Holmes. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Holmes. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. This thrown quickly out to Jones. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard.
They threw the screen to the perimeter, but to no benefit at all. Tackled behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of yardage.
Seventh play of the drive forthcoming on 3rd and 8. Operating from the gun, Anthony. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. Chalk that up as their first sack in this game, and they tallied 4 a week ago.
And probably not as much exultation in that sack as what took us so long. Because when you get 4 the previous week, you're counting on continuing that momentum. They didn't get that done in the first half of the game. Let's see now if they start to bring even more exotic pressure towards the quarterback.
And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good, and this will stay at a 7-point game.
Well, the Falcons back out, getting set for this next drive.
And both of these defenses have been stifling these last few drives offensively. Just not able to get anything going, so what needs to change?
I think a lot of the guys will go back and review, so to speak, because everyone has someone assigned to how did each play work. Okay, what did we use that kind of worked for us during this game? Try and get back to some of those plays, as well as the possibility of showing something you haven't shown already in this game and trying to change things up.
We'll see if they take the advice of Mr. Davis.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
Throwing on first down. Decker. And a quick throw here, that's complete.
And they'll work this down inside the 30.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Back to throw. Decker steps away to his left. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. Looking to throw on second down. Decker looking left side. He's got it complete. And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints' 12-yard line. They give them 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
They run the option here on 1st and 10.
Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
2nd and 4. They can still get a first down without scoring.
Looking to throw. Decker. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete.
And the Falcons are looking at 1st and goal as he's tackled all the way down at the 2-yard line.
Off the play fake. Decker. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. It'll go as a loss of 8 and a tough result there on 1st and goal. That's their first time getting to the quarterback, sack number 1. And, you know, they had 5 last week, I'm remembering.
And you have to find a way to slow down the pass rush, not necessarily with just protecting your quarterback, but just show them a lot of different looks. And they did that in the first half, you know, different angles, different things to slow down the speed. They got to him here in the second half. Now they've got to come up with a counter to that and maybe do something different.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. And he'll slide to a halt here, still a little shy of the first down marker.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal.
Operating from the gun. Decker escaping the pressure right. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Only able to get back a yard for his efforts, and that leads us to 4th down.
Parker, even I can figure out who deserves the lion's share of credit for their lead right now because he has been terrific in a dual threat role, really chewing up yardage and getting them points with his legs. Simply put, that defense has had no way of stopping him, and that's why his side is on top.
On 4th down, Decker.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
He had 3 touchdowns already, but won't get a 4th here. And the Saints able to come up with a goal line stand.
4th down, and they take to the air, which really isn't a major surprise. But how about the coverage there, able to bat it down?
Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys are tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. They'll keep it on the ground. It's Holmes, and he's only able to work this from the 8 to the 10 for a pickup of 2.
You know that old expression, it's not my night? It hasn't been his so far. I don't know if the legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes having to hang out all day and play doesn't exactly play to your advantage, but it's been a tough go for him.
And every time he looks up, somebody's there defensively. That was the same case on that play. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on here to punt it away. We'll call that a punt of 38 yards officially. The Falcons are set up well to begin their drive, as it'll begin in enemy territory already.
Atlanta prepped and readied for its next possession. A kind of a lucky break on the prior drive, Charles. The turnover on downs that the offense had didn't come back to bite them after the other side. Their defense came through, was able to hold them without any points.
I would agree with you, partner. A little bit of a lucky break indeed, but you know what they say to us. No luck, just pure skill. We rose to the challenge, and we didn't permit a score. That's how we roll.
Well, I'm kind of curious, Charles, if they might temper their aggressiveness now offensively if they get in that 4th down spot again.
Yeah, one would think so. But maybe because they held them, they might go for it again.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15. And nothing doing here as this time the run maybe gets them back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it.
They'll need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
These are running back numbers that he's accumulating right now. Received double-digit carries and has rewarded them by breaking the century mark in rushing, in addition to what he's done through the air. Definitely MVP caliber football we're witnessing.
The Falcons send out their punter, as he should be able to pin him back deep here with his first punt. He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. And this will be out of bounds, and they spot it at the 15-yard line. Not too bad. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Final minute now of the 3rd quarter. On 2nd down now, it's Holmes.
And only a couple there up to about the 23-yard line.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
On 3rd down, Holmes. This defense not budging. Back-to-back carries of just 2 yards. One quarter remains here in this Thursday night matchup. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he's on to punt for the 4th time tonight. So a change of possession here on the punt.
And it will be Falcon football.
Atlanta now coming out on the field. Now, the previous drive they punted, but that was just the first time they've had to do so in this game.
And when they turn on the game film, the coaches will rant about this, right? They'll say, oh, God, we got to move the ball, guys. We can't punt the ball away. But they have to keep smiles off their faces because that's the first time in the game they've had to do so. They've moved it quite well. They'll overall be happy with what they've seen.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. They'll keep it on the ground. Dickens pushing forward for 3 up to the 48. The Falcons on 3rd down. They've converted 3 out of 5 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Back to throw. Decker. Now they go screen. It's complete. And he gets this to the 48, but no further. Well short of the line to gain. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
The Falcons send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked out at about the 3-yard line.
You hate to give the ball away here in the 4th quarter while you're just holding a slim lead. But that punt, absolutely ideal. They pin them inside the 5-yard line. They give their defense a really nice opportunity.
The New Orleans offense set to take over. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this 2nd half. Here's 1st and 10. They're running the jet sweep with Jones. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Looking to throw. Anthony. Caught by Jones. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
On 3rd down, Anthony.
Smith brings it in, going across the middle.
And he takes us beyond the 35 before going out of bounds. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. They'll run on 1st down. It's Holmes. And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45. 8 yards the tally on that 1st down run. Here's 2nd and 2. And Charles, this infraction's going to be against the offense. False start.
Sometimes you have to get up to the line of scrimmage, make sure your team is set before you begin your cadence.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Now after the false start, here's 2nd and 7. Back to throw. Anthony. And the Falcons get there. The Falcons get the sack. Down he goes. They'll wind up losing 10 on the sack, and it'll lead to a 3rd and long.
And the passing game's been struggling a bit today, and that was the latest example. Haven't been getting much yardage out of it, and now on his back after the last play, he faces 3rd and long.
A long way to go here on 3rd down for the 8th play of the drive. Looking to throw. Anthony. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the 1st. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll come on for his 5th kick of the night. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And the Falcons will be taking over 1st and 10.
Here comes the Atlanta offense now ready to take over here.
Their defense got the stop, forced the punt, and now you really start to monitor the clock as they nurse this slim lead.
Throwing to start the drive. Decker. And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. Decker firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line. His 5th catch tonight, and it's good for a 1st down. I don't want to make a story where there's not one, but he threw the 3 interceptions last week. Looked a little uncomfortable. He looks much more comfortable today.
Yeah, just 1 pick so far, and his team leads. So now they can play complementary football, meaning if he takes care of the ball and his offense, if they're humming along, the defense doesn't have to be out there as long. He's taking care of his guys on the other side of the ball.
They're enjoying a 4th quarter advantage.
And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Quick hitter here, it's complete. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And they'll try and run the option to pick it up. And a strong run that time as he's across midfield and down to the 43.
Really good effort. He does it himself, picks up 15, also picks up the 1st down.
Well, that's the fear any defense has when the quarterback gets involved in the running game. You don't usually account for him, and he's hurting them today.
Yeah, he's been very involved in the running game. Defensively, when you got the coverage good downfield, how do you account for him, though?
Occasionally, you start to spy him. Take someone who has the same agility, who can dance with him, run with him, and try and keep him in the pocket.
Yeah, it'll be especially critical here as we come down the stretch in the 4th. On 1st down, Dickens
down inside the 40. I'm sure that's going to be the formula. Just keep the ball on the ground, keep that clock moving.
And when you have the lead this late in the game, above all, stay in bounds. Yes, take care of the football. Yes, gain yardage, but stay in bounds and let that clock tick.
He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the 1st here.
On 3rd down, Dickens. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. Starting to feel a little to me like the air is coming out of the balloon, so to speak, defensively.
They're taking their will from them right now. That's what they're doing. Whatever they want to call, it's working. They're handling things up front, and it's not just the offensive line. It's everyone. You're seeing the guys on the perimeter blocking downfield and making sure that they're secure. So, yeah, you're exactly right. The air's out of the balloon, and right now they're almost lifeless.
Right back to him on 1st down.
And he maneuvers up the middle for 3, and it's 2nd down.
Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw.
They set up the screen for Stevenson.
And this is going to be another first down as the tackle's made at the Saints 17-yard line. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And he just throws this one away. Smart decision here this close to the end zone, and it brings up 2nd down. And now we'll get a stoppage here. There appears to be an injured Falcon on the field.
Hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. Well, this drive, they're a perfect 2 of 2 on 3rd down conversions, but they need a full 10 yards here. Up the middle they go. Dickens. And he's going to come up well shy of the first here as the tackle's made right around the 12. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
But that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
Here comes an important one now for Austin Seibert. This to perhaps salt this one away. 4th quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a 1-score game.
So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. They're looking at a 4th down now as they try to hold on to this lead for dear life.
Seibert able to knock this one through.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So that one, CD, going to make the road back a lot more difficult.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. You know they were praying on the other sideline for a miss because now, as you pointed out, a very difficult road. Down 2 scores. You don't just need a touchdown. You need a chain of events to go your way. You've got to score, somehow get the ball back, and score again. The odds of that happening, not great in your favor.
So all eyes on the Saints offense. Down on the scoreboard. And time, a huge factor. And they're in danger of a 3rd straight loss as they come up on 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they're able to get this one across the 35.
Now a play fake here on 1st down. He's going to let it fly. Oh, a leap, and he will make the catch. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
A big play there. 63 yards. And the Saints have made it a 1-score game again here in the 4th.
No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting, but I am excited about this. I know you are too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done.
Still an important piece of business to take care of, the extra point.
It's up and good, and this now becomes a 24-21 ball game. Pretty clean and simple there. Just 2 plays. The long pass resulting in the touchdown on play number 2. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Atlanta now coming out on the field.
And this game not quite over yet. And we'll likely see him take all 3 timeouts defensively, so they can't just kneel this one out. They're going to have to try to run a few plays.
You're exactly right. They've got to get a 1st down and make them use up all their timeouts in order to feel like they have this one in hand.
And he'll work this forward for about 3. It's 2nd down. The Saints going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. On 2nd down, Dickens. Now a timeout called for by the defense, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. They'll keep it on the ground. Dickens. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. And they will take a knee here. One final kneel down here, and that should just about do it. And that knee will do it. So they snap the losing streak. Always a good feeling.
Yeah, I don't know if this one right here, when they're taking a knee, is as much exultation as exhalation, right? They just breathe a sigh of relief. Finally got a win, needed one desperately.
So time runs out. It's a victory for the Atlanta Falcons. And I tell you, these division games, never for the faint of heart, but they come through with a tight victory here on the road.
And you find yourself working harder in a game like this too, don't you?
Yeah,
because you got to stay with it, right? You got to stay with it. You got to stay locked in. It's our type of a game. And you just mentioned it. Division game, on the road, tight, and they find a way to win it. Way to hunker down, as my old coach used to say, and find your way through.
So for the Falcons, they move a step closer to 500 as their record improves to 2-3. And now they'll have a few extra days here before they face Kansas City next week. Meanwhile, for the Saints, they'll fall to 1-4 with a loss. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. Thanks to our entire crew as well. We'll talk to you next time. So long, everybody.